Good evening, everybody. I am C.
And I'm T.
And we are CNT TV. We know it's been a little hiatus between the two of us. We're getting back into the swing of things. We have a bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of great stuff. We are so blessed. So we're getting back into the swing of things. You guys will be seeing us more frequently. We promise to continue to bring the great content that we've been bringing. We're growing. We're going to start expanding into, more of like a talk show format and a journalism format, and we're both very super excited about that. So while we're waiting for you guys to jump on, T, do you want to go ahead and tell them what wonderful things have been happening with you?
Been extremely blessed. I started a new job in law enforcement. I'm very excited about that. So our schedules have been very conflicting, hence the hiatus we've been on.
Exactly.
But, we are going to do our very best to stay active and, keep content coming as much as we can. We do have a lot of big things coming.
Yes.
So that has been taking up a lot of our time, but we will continue with our videos and we will continue with our interaction with you guys. Just be patient with us. We are working and we are getting it all done. It's gonna happen. You guys just tune in, keep hanging on up with us, and we will get better and we'll bring you guys more content and it'll be all good, okay? So give us just a few minutes. We're gonna give people time to get on.
And we're sharing on our pages.
On our own individual pages. So give us a second and we'll get into our topics, guys.
Okay. And also, check out the description box. The description box does tell what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to start covering more world news. We have a few people that wanted to hear about that, so we're definitely going to be covering world news. Current events as well as, of course, entertainment news, hot topics of conversation, things that everybody is pretty much talking about. So our 3 we're talking about today is friends with benefits. Mm-hmm. Is it possible to just, keep the lines of friendship while the benefits are coming, or do those lines ever blur? We'll also be discussing the Katt Williams, Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish conversation that was happening. If you guys haven't had a chance to see that, make sure you go check out the Breakfast Club interview with Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, as well as the Katt Williams interview with Frankie and Wanda. Right. You can just YouTube those and it will pop up. Right. We're also going to be talking about world news. For anybody has not been paying attention, China is on the rise. Nothing wrong with China. Salute to China. But China is on the rise, and come on hips.
Right.
China is on the rise. Anyways, China is definitely on the rise, becoming the next that I feel will be the next super nation. Right. So that's what we're covering today, and we hope that you guys enjoy the content. Stick around for the end of our video so we can share with you some of the exciting stuff that we do have going on. Right. So let's get into it. All right. Do you want to start, or you want me to start?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can start. Okay. So, the topic came about friends with benefits. Is it possible for friends with benefits to have longevity? Is it possible to just have a relationship that's just strictly, about the sexual content, and you just being physical with that person? Is it possible for those lines to not cross into an emotional line? Is it just possible for you guys to strictly keep it? This is all we're about. It's all we're going to be about. I'll still be your friend tomorrow, but I don't want to be emotionally involved with you that way. My opinion, I think it's impossible. I think that at some point in time, somebody's going to catch his feelings, because being intimate with someone is so, emotional, and there's emotions attached to it, and you're giving your body to the other person, you're transferring spirits, and all those things. I feel like eventually you guys are somebody's gonna like the other person, someone's gonna want it to be more, and one person may be like, this is all I want it to be, this is all we said it was gonna be, and I don't want to take it there with you. I just want it to be strictly physical, and that's it. And then the other person, sometimes it's the guy, mostly it's gonna be the girl. From situations that I've heard of, it's gonna be the girl that want it to be more than just the friends with benefits thing. But I think it's impossible. I think that eventually somebody is going to want to cross those lines, and someone's gonna get their feelings hurt. That's my opinion. I mean, it may be all fun and games now, but eventually somebody's gonna want more, and it's just not gonna work. And normally the friends benefits is cut short because of that very reason, in my opinion.
And I think it gets messy. You know, so I watch a lot of Maury. Shout out to Facebook, because Facebook, and shout out to YouTube, y'all do have the Maury clips now, to where if you are at work during the day, you can go back and watch the episodes at night. So I watch a lot of Maury, and a lot of times when you see those stories, it is, you know, women and men, and they're just like, oh, we were never boyfriend, girlfriend, we were just sleeping together, and then she got pregnant, she trapped me and got pregnant. Or, you know, sometimes the women will say, well, he wanted a baby, and he wanted this, and this, and he set me up, and now we have this child, when initially it was just supposed to start as a friendship. Y'all have to excuse my dogs, they like to make cameos. When initially it was just supposed to start out, you know, just as some sort of platonic agreement that the two of them had. So I think, as T was saying, I think it gets really messy. I think it gets really sticky when you start when physical, you know, interactions are happening. I think it gets really, you know, out of pocket, and a lot of times people aren't strong enough to just cut it off right there, because you can be intimate with somebody and then start getting expectations like, well, he's coming over, or she's coming over, and they're over here a lot, and then, you know, maybe after intimacy we're eating or we're engaging in something, so then pretty soon it's like, okay, well, are you going to pay for this food? Are you going to help me pay for this? And then before you know it, you're in a situationship when you really didn't have that plan.
That was your intention. It was like a smash dash kind of thing.
Exactly. So I more so agree with T. I think that it's definitely, you know, I for some people they can do it. For other people, I don't see how you guys do that. If you have ever been in a situation like that before, you know, drop your situation. If you're comfortable, drop it down in the comments below.
Let us know. We'll
definitely read it and get comment, into it, you know, and respond back to you. But I just personally, I think it's kind of odd. You know, I was reading when T was telling me about it yesterday. I read this little article, and it was saying that, like, sometimes that 50% of divorced couples will still sleep together until one of the other finds, you know, a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And I think that's why there's so much confusion that happens after divorces. Can you stop grooming him, please? I think that's why so much confusion happens after divorces, is because, you know, especially as women, we're very emotional. We get kind of drawn back into that, well, he's still coming around, we're still intimate, and this, and this. So maybe there's more. And then if that's not what the person, what that man or partner was expecting, now you're back to square one.
Right.
So,
hurt, mad, bitter,
angry, ready to fight, and ready to tell the next person if they start dating someone, well, where he's still doing X, Y, Z. So, you know, I think in those situations that I feel like nobody wins for me. So speaking of nobody winning, so Katt Williams had a lot to say about
Tiffany Haddish.
And other black comedians. And not appreciating that they're all winning right now. So let's get into it.
He a hater. Let's start there. That part. He's a hater. So, what was the initial interview with?
Okay, so he was on Frankie and Wanda, an Atlanta radio station. I can't remember the specific channel, but if you look Frankie and Wanda, you'll see it. Katt Williams was on Frankie and Wanda, and he was, you know, asked the question about how does he feel about, you know, black comedy and things like that, and Tiffany Haddish name did come up, and so he felt like, well, she's not a real comedian, she's an actress
because she doesn't have a good stand-up show, or, you know, like she hasn't done enough specials,
right?
And let's cut you off, but
no,
I feel like you can't base someone's talent on this particular portion of comedy, because everyone that does comedy as comedian aren't good stand-ups. Some people get stage fright. Some people are better in movies and with a script and writing down their lines versus being able to stand in front of the audience.
And we also, not to cut you off. No, you did. We also have to remember that Girls Trip wasn't stand-up. That was lines that somebody wrote for her.
Right.
So you can't say, oh, she wasn't funny, or oh, I didn't think she was funny in Girls Trip. Well, that's because that wasn't her. That was somebody else's lines that they wrote for her,
right.
that they felt that she would be able to take and make it, funny by putting her own personality spin.
And it worked.
It definitely worked because
worked
she was one. Even though she was in a movie with Jada Pinkett, Regina Hall, and Queen Latifah, she was holding a candle, and and she stood out next to those three beautiful Black Hollywood giants. She stood out with them, and I would say even a little bit above them, just in that movie. You know what I'm saying?
Naturally.
I think even a little bit above them because I feel like she delivered great.
Right.
I feel like they specifically picked her because they knew she would deliver greatly.
Right.
And Tiffany has definitely put in the work. Tiffany's done plenty of other, comedic plights before she did Girl Trip.
Right.
So
we knew who she was. It was like that was her first, thing that she ever dipped her hands in.
Exactly.
And he also talked about the fact that, she just got an Emmy for her Saturday Night Live performance, and I guess he felt like she wasn't worthy of that. But the crazy part that he got one too.
Exactly.
So it's like you can't. And as Kevin Hart mentioned on the Breakfast Club interview, that Katt Williams had his window.
He did.
He had his window, and he was on top, as all comedians do.
Mm-hmm.
But he, unlike most comedians, he didn't capitalize off of it. He got into drugs, and that drug became his vice. And that is what, tore him down. It had nothing to do with anybody else. And yes, he did open doors. He's correct. He did open doors for comedians after him. The difference is that instead of helping put them on and keep them on, you rather tear them down that they not worth squat.
Right.
That's why I respect Kevin Hart, because he's like, I support these hippie hashes and everyone coming in after me. I support them. I want to see them do good. If I can help them, I'm going to help them. Hence, they have a movie coming out, free promo. Night School comes out next week, Friday. He has her in that movie. So I feel like she would be great for this movie. Give her some more exposure. Right. Let her get back, get her out there. We can get money together. That's how you're supposed to do it, because that way the blessings will come back your way too. Because you're giving out those blessings. You're helping other people out.
Exactly.
It's like what's called paying it forward, basically.
Yes.
So
and shout out to Kevin, because Kevin,
he's real for that.
He does, and he has his network, the LOL network, that he actually, guys, if you're comedians, I know a few of you guys that follow us are comedians. Make sure, you're trying to tune into that, because he really is. A lot of people feel like, oh, well, I might submit my comedy and he might not like it.
Right.
But just
try
maybe
it.
try
Take
it.
that leap. Take that leap.
Exactly.
He don't like something and then like, hey, you might want to tweak this, or I probably would say this or say that.
Right.
It may make it funny. It may get a laugh. Try it. You never know.
Exactly. It's all in what you're putting out there and how you're presenting yourself. But back to what we were saying, Katt, I feel like he was definitely being a hater, and never mind. I was gonna say something, but I just changed my mind about that. But he was definitely being.
I'm gonna say it. He was being a complete hater. Smoked your teeth out your mouth, and now you want to be mad at the next person because they out here winning.
What did he do?
Smoked his teeth out his mouth, and now you want to be mad at the next person because they winning. It's like, applaud this woman. Like, and mind you, Tiffany, she's not the youngest, and it's like now it's her time.
Exactly.
So let her have her time. Like, let her shine. You had your chance to shine. Now you're coming back, you're coming back around. I don't know if he's clean now. I presume he is. But now it's like, just keep grinding, keep building your name, keep building your brand. Because you're only thing you're making yourself look bad. You're trying to make her look bad if she's not worthy, but you're making yourself look even worse by downing somebody who's winning right now.
Exactly.
Like, it's just not the way to go.
It's not. And speaking of not the way to go, so I hope, and this is very serious, guys. I know a lot of us as Black people, a lot of us feel like the world is against us and different things like that, and a lot of us are not paying attention as in what's happening in the world around us. People, please, even if it's just 5 minutes, please just try to follow some sort of world news. It does not have to be Fox, NBC. You can go to BBC America. A lot of you guys don't like CNN. You can do the MSNBC. There's several YouTube channels. Fair and Cousins is one of my favorite. But please just try to educate yourself on what's happening in the world around us. There's so much going on.
So important. It's gonna affect us, whether you think it's not.
Definitely
it will eventually come back around to us.
Definitely will affect us.
So be mindful.
Exactly. So just to get into it real quick, shouts out to China. If you ever have any type of clothes, shoes, I challenge you just to look on the back label. Most of them, I'll say at least 90% are made in China.
Right.
I feel that China is on the rise to be the next super nation. America we are the current super nation. You know, everybody says you can come here, dreams come true. I feel like China is on the rise for that. With the recent tariffs and taxes that have been enacted by people of power in the White House and closing off trades and things like that, China has swooped in, and everything that we're closing off, they're taking over and
interjecting.
Yes, basically, exactly. They're interjecting and taking over, and they're also working on the neo-colonization of Africa, which is huge, guys. Those of you that don't know what neo-colonization is, basically that's what happened here in America. You know, the Europeans came over here, colonized it, started splitting up things, all that other wonderful stuff. Then the UK people came over, Declaration of Independence, started turning these little lands into states, and then boom, that's what you had. Okay, short story right there. If you would like to know more about that, just message me privately. We can talk about some history. Yes, or Google. But yes, so basically China is working on doing that with Africa, and we know Africa has the richest resources. Shouts out to the motherland. We have and I'm gonna say we have the richest resources, the richest natural resources. There's a lot of diamonds that just wash up on the shores. There are also super intelligent people there. There are people there that are, by the time that they're 6, already speaking 6 different languages. And Chinese is about to be one of those languages. Shouts out to those that are in Africa, because once you are older, I'll say once you're older, once you're about 18, 19, you're going to be so marketable to everybody else in the world, and so intelligent, which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying, as America, as we were once that nation that was doing that, if we're not careful and cautious, then it's going to go to somebody else.
At the bottom of the totem pole. Exactly,
which is what, you know, this administration is claiming they don't want to happen. Not saying whatever. That's a topic for later. But guys,
topic for another day.
Exactly, because I could talk all day about that. So anywho, so we have reached our end part of our video. We have some exciting news to talk to you guys about. We are moving forward with our efforts. Our platform is going to slowly but for surely become like a talk show. So we will have guests. We will have, hopefully, you know, maybe some audience members, do some live recordings, do some interviews. We do have about 6 people that we are planning on interviewing. Shouts out to them. We will make a video that shouts out these guys, after which we do the interview and we land our interviews. If that's you, if you have a talent, or if you have a business, or just something that you're trying to put out there, a platform that you're trying to get out there, you know, let myself or T know, so that we're able to, you know, feature you guys on our channel, because there's so much talent and diversity and businesses in Fort Worth.
Right here, locally.
And nobody else knows about it. And so we're here to help change that. We hope that you guys enjoyed our video. The link to our YouTube video will be attached at the end of this, so make sure, if you are not following us on YouTube, you can. It is the same as our Facebook, CNT TV Fort Worth, and it's on YouTube. If you would like to message us about, you know, anything else, you can hit us cnttvfortworth@gmail.com. Okay? And make sure you're following our Instagram, CNTTV11. So we're all over the place: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Shouts out to Facebook for letting us do this live video. Shouts out to YouTube, because we're dubbing this live video onto our YouTube.
That part.
And we're just super excited about what we have planned, guys. And we're so grateful, so blessed. Thank you to all of you who are supporting us, supporting our content. And we're just forever grateful. Did you want to add anything?
Guys, if you have any topics you want us to go over, don't forget, you can always message us individually. You can message us on here or on any of our other platforms. You can put it in the comment section. We may go over it. We may talk about it on our next videos. We will do more pre-recorded videos. We want to try to do at least one live a week. If not every week, at least one live every other week.
Yes.
So from here on out, we'll do more pre-recorded videos. So once we post, you guys make sure you tune in, you watch, you like. like, you comment, you share.
Yes.
And we appreciate all the love and all of the support. And I think that is it for us today.
Yes.
Thank you guys
Thank you guys so much for
in.
tuning in. Thank you guys for sticking this out with us. We are grateful and we are super appreciated. So from CNT, we want to say thank you. And we will see you guys later. Bye.